Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. Today, we are about to unlock the timeless wisdom of Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, a man whose words carry the power to transform hearts, sharpen minds, and guide souls toward Allah. In this video, we'll explore 20 life-changing lessons from Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him. Lessons that most people only realize too late, but that can completely reshape the way you live, think, and act if understood today. From mastering your anger, to finding true patience, to understanding the secret to lasting success and honor, these lessons are not just advice, they are keys to a life of purpose, faith, and divine guidance. So stay with us, because by the end of this video, your perspective on life, relationships, and your connection with Allah will be forever changed. Let's dive in. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Knowledge enlivens the soul," and within this simple statement lies a universe of guidance for anyone seeking purpose, clarity, and strength in life. Knowledge is not merely the collection of facts or the ability to recite information. It is a divine light that illuminates the heart, sharpens the mind, and strengthens the soul against the darkness of ignorance, deception, and misguidance. In a world where distractions are endless and falsehood is often disguised as truth, knowledge becomes the lamp that guides your steps, revealing the path that aligns with Allah's wisdom and eternal law. It is knowledge that allows you to recognize what is beneficial and what is harmful, what elevates your soul and what drags you into despair, what draws you closer to Allah and what distances you from His mercy. Without this light, even the most diligent actions can be misguided, and even the purest intentions can falter. But when the heart is illuminated with knowledge, every decision, every interaction, and every choice becomes purposeful, grounded in awareness, and infused with divine guidance. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, reminds us that knowledge is inseparable from reflection and action. It is not enough to know, one must apply, embody, and live by it. The seeker of knowledge understands that every hardship, every trial, and every moment of learning is a blessing from Allah, an opportunity to purify the soul, and a step closer to eternal wisdom. When you immerse yourself in knowledge, your heart becomes fearless in the face of confusion, your mind becomes sharp amidst deception, and your soul becomes resilient against despair. It is knowledge that allows you to see the unseen, to understand the realities behind appearances, and to navigate the storms of life with courage, patience, and trust in Allah's plan. Indeed, knowledge is the light that guides the chosen, the shield that protects the faithful, and the treasure that grows when shared. Those who neglect it wander blindly, mistaking illusion for truth and chaos for order, while those who seek it walk in clarity, strength, and serenity, carrying with them a divine torch that will never fade, illuminating not only their own path, but also the way for others who are lost in the darkness of ignorance. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Silence is the best reply to a fool," and within this profound guidance lies a lesson that the heart often learns only after enduring countless trials and misunderstandings. In a world that glorifies noise, opinion, and constant reaction, choosing silence is not a sign of weakness, hesitation, or fear, but a deliberate act of strength, wisdom, and self-mastery. Silence preserves dignity, protects the heart, and allows Allah's wisdom to guide your actions rather than your uncontrolled emotions. When confronted with insult, provocation, or injustice, many rush to respond in anger or pride, often deepening conflicts and fueling the ego. Yet those who practice deliberate silence demonstrate control that words alone could never convey. Silence becomes a shield against deception, a way to prevent regret, and a means to observe the truth without being blinded by emotion or haste. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, understood that every word carries weight, and that speech uttered without thought can spread harm that lasts far longer than any intended defense. By choosing silence, one elevates the soul above petty disputes, protects relationships, and preserves the purity of intention, allowing Allah to act in His perfect timing. This silence is not emptiness, but a conscious space where the mind can reflect, the heart can heal, and the soul can attune itself to the divine. It is in these quiet moments that insight is born, clarity emerges, and the weak impulses of anger, pride, and desire are transformed into patience, dignity, and resilience. Those who speak without understanding may find temporary satisfaction, but those who remain silent with wisdom cultivate a presence so powerful that it commands respect without a single word. Truly, silence is not absence, it is power, it is armor, it is a declaration of inner strength that only the wise recognize. It is a tool that elevates the believer above chaos, a light that protects the heart from corruption, and a conduit for divine patience and discernment, revealing that sometimes the greatest victory comes not from argument, confrontation, or retaliation, but from restraint, composure, and the courage to remain steadfast in quiet dignity, trusting Allah to judge and guide the outcome perfectly. In a life filled with noise, clutter, and fleeting opinions, silence becomes the faithful companion of the chosen heart, the mark of true wisdom, and the ultimate proof that strength is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet, deliberate, and unshakable. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Justice is the foundation of governance," but his wisdom extends far beyond political systems, reaching into every corner of our lives, our relationships, and our character. Justice is not simply giving people what they deserve in a superficial sense. It is a reflection of the heart that recognizes truth, fairness, and integrity as divine principles, a mirror of the soul that mirrors Allah's own attributes in our actions. In a world rife with deception, favoritism, and injustice, standing firm in justice is both a test and a blessing, demanding courage, patience, and unwavering faith. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that true justice is fearless, uncompromising, and consistent, not swayed by emotions, wealth, status, or personal gain. And it extends not only to those we favor, but also to those who may have wronged us. It is the measure of a person's character and a reflection of their closeness to Allah. For those who are just act not for recognition, reward, or applause from people, but for the sake of divine approval, knowing that every act of fairness is recorded and will bear fruit in this world and the next. Justice protects the weak, uplifts the oppressed, and serves as a shield against chaos, corruption, and moral decay, while injustice, no matter how small, plants seeds of destruction that can grow into lifelong suffering for oneself and others. To act justly is to embody courage, wisdom, and mercy simultaneously, to restrain the ego, suppress personal vendettas, and prioritize the truth over temporary comfort or expediency. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, understood that the power of justice is not only in punishing the wrongdoer, but also in nurturing fairness, equality, and compassion within oneself, creating a society and a soul that is aligned with divine guidance. Those who neglect justice, whether in speech, action, or intention, unknowingly open themselves to the weight of accountability and the consequences of imbalance, whereas those who embrace justice, even in the smallest decisions, carry a light that inspires trust, respect, and integrity in the hearts of others. Justice, therefore, is both a personal journey and a communal responsibility. It elevates the spirit, protects the vulnerable, and manifests the mercy and wisdom of Allah in tangible ways. Hazrat Ali's, peace be upon him, teachings remind us that the measure of a person is not in wealth, power, or eloquence, but in their unwavering commitment to fairness, equity, and righteousness. Because the true power of justice lies not in dominance, but in alignment with truth, the courage to act rightly when it is difficult, and the understanding that every fair deed, no matter how unseen, is a step closer to Allah's pleasure, and a safeguard for one's soul against the corrosive effects of oppression, deceit, and moral compromise. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, taught that wealth is not an entitlement but a trust, a responsibility granted by Allah to test our hearts, purify our intentions, and measure our gratitude, generosity, and integrity. Many people fall into the trap of believing that accumulating riches is the ultimate goal of life, seeking comfort, status, and power. Yet Hazrat Ali reminds us that wealth without consciousness is like a river without banks. It can overflow, destroy, and corrupt the soul. True richness is not in material possession, but in using what Allah has given to serve Him, help others, and create goodness in the world. It is in giving with sincerity, acting with humility, and recognizing that all provision comes from Allah and can be taken at any moment. When wealth is treated as a right to hoard or flaunt, it breeds arrogance, selfishness, and heedlessness, blinding the heart to the needs of others and the responsibilities of faith. But when it is treated as a trust, every coin, asset, and opportunity becomes a means of drawing closer to Allah, a test of sincerity, and a pathway to eternal reward. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that the believer must guard against attachment, greed, and pride, understanding that the value of wealth is not measured by quantity, but by the purity of intention behind its use. Charity, honesty in business, care for the needy, and ethical stewardship transform wealth into a source of light for the soul, a shield against arrogance, and a means of earning Allah's mercy. Those who fail to recognize wealth as a trust risk being consumed by it, becoming enslaved to desires, and facing a day of reckoning when the treasures they clung to cannot benefit them in the slightest. Conversely, those who acknowledge that every blessing is entrusted by Allah, who give generously without expectation, and who act with responsibility, patience, and humility, cultivate hearts that are rich in faith, peace, and contentment. Hazrat Ali's wisdom reminds us that wealth is temporary, fragile, and fleeting, yet the way it is handled can leave a lasting legacy of goodness, justice, and divine approval, shaping not only our own destiny, but also the lives of those we touch. In this light, every blessing becomes sacred, every transaction becomes meaningful, and every act of giving becomes a bridge between the worldly life and the eternal reward promised by Allah, teaching that the truest measure of prosperity is not the abundance in our hands, but the depth of righteousness, gratitude, and trustfulness in our hearts. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Two things that never return are the word after it is spoken, and the time after it is gone." And within this profound wisdom lies a powerful reminder that life is fleeting, moments are precious, and every second carries immense significance in the eyes of Allah. Time is a trust, a gift, and a responsibility, and yet many squander it in heedlessness, distractions, and trivial pursuits, failing to recognize that each passing moment is an opportunity to earn Allah's pleasure, refine the soul, and draw closer to eternal success. The chosen heart understands that time is the canvas upon which the deeds of life are painted. Every action, intention, and choice contributes to the masterpiece of one's legacy, and once a moment is gone, it can never be reclaimed, no matter how much wealth, power, or knowledge one accumulates. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that the wise do not procrastinate. They do not wait for circumstances to be perfect, nor do they delay what is good and necessary, because they recognize that Allah has set a limit on every life, a measure on every opportunity, and that hesitation can turn potential blessings into regrets that linger for a lifetime. Time teaches urgency, patience, and purpose simultaneously. It reminds us to act swiftly in righteous deeds, to seek knowledge diligently, to mend relationships before they are broken irreparably, and to prioritize the eternal over the fleeting pleasures of this world. Those who waste time fail to honor the blessing of life, becoming trapped in illusion, regret, and distraction, while those who respect and value it cultivate discipline, awareness, and a deep connection with Allah, understanding that even the smallest acts of devotion, reflection, and service, performed consistently over time, build a legacy that endures beyond death. Hazrat Ali's teaching is a call to mindfulness, to seize every moment with sincerity, to guard against idleness and heedlessness, and to recognize that life is a fleeting journey in which the wise navigate with purpose, patience, and devotion, leaving behind a trail of goodness that testifies to their faith. In essence, time waits for no one, yet those who honor it, utilize it, and align it with Allah's guidance find that every fleeting second becomes an eternal investment, a shield against regret, and a beacon of light that illuminates both this life and the hereafter. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "The best friend is he who benefits you spiritually," and in this simple yet profound statement lies a timeless truth. The company you keep is a mirror to your heart, a test of your character, and a reflection of your closeness to Allah. True friendship is not measured by shared laughter, convenience, or superficial attachment. It is defined by sincerity, loyalty, guidance, and the capacity to bring out the best in one another, especially in faith and morality. The people around you influence your actions, shape your mindset, and impact the trajectory of your life, often more than circumstances or intentions alone. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, reminds us that a righteous friend encourages remembrance of Allah, guides you when you falter, holds you accountable when you slip, and stands by you in trials without compromising integrity or faith. Conversely, a friend who leads you away from righteousness, tempts you toward wrongdoing, or prioritizes worldly desires over spiritual elevation can be more dangerous than an enemy, for their influence quietly corrodes the soul. True friendship, therefore, is a divine blessing, a test of discernment, and a source of spiritual growth, teaching patience, empathy, humility, and courage. It requires awareness, careful selection, and vigilance, as well as the wisdom to distance oneself from those who harm spiritually, even if social ties or emotions tempt you to remain. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, understood that these relationships shape destiny, character, and the heart's connection to Allah. For a friend's influence can either illuminate the path toward Jannah or cloud the soul in heedlessness and error. The chosen heart, therefore, surrounds itself with companions who remind them of Allah, who elevate the spirit, who inspire virtue, and who model patience, honesty, and humility. True friendship is reciprocal, yet it is rooted first in intention. For the one who seeks to benefit others spiritually while remaining steadfast in faith nurtures relationships that endure beyond worldly trials and leave lasting impact on both hearts. Through friendship, we learn empathy, accountability, and resilience. And Hazrat Ali's wisdom teaches that evaluating the character of those we allow close to our hearts is not a luxury, but a necessity, for in the company we keep, we find both mirrors of our own soul and guides toward the eternal, reminding us that true friends are not just companions in life, but guardians of our faith, anchors of our character, and witnesses to the sincerity of our hearts. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Patience is of two kinds, patience over what pains you, and patience against what you covet, and within this profound wisdom lies the secret to enduring life's trials, achieving true success, and attaining closeness to Allah." Patience is not mere passive waiting or submission to circumstance. It is an active, conscious, and spiritually grounded resilience that allows the believer to endure hardship, suppress impulsive desires, and remain steadfast in righteousness despite trials, temptations, or injustice. Life is filled with moments that test the heart: betrayals, losses, delays, and challenges that seem insurmountable, yet patience transforms these trials into stepping stones for growth, purification, and divine elevation. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that those who lack patience often fall prey to anger, despair, and impulsive decisions that lead to regret, while those who cultivate patience gain clarity, wisdom, and strength that cannot be shaken by adversity. Patience allows one to act with discernment, respond to injustice with dignity, and pursue goals with perseverance, understanding that Allah's timing is perfect, even when human understanding is limited. It is through patience that the soul learns to trust in Allah's plan, to endure suffering without resentment, and to resist desires that lead away from truth, recognizing that immediate gratification is fleeting, while divine reward is eternal. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that patience is intertwined with faith. For the believer who endures with trust in Allah's decree not only strengthens the heart, but also aligns every action with divine guidance, ensuring that every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, purification, and spiritual elevation. True victory, therefore, is not measured merely by worldly success or fleeting accomplishments, but by the ability to remain steadfast, to persevere through trials with integrity, and to cultivate a heart that is unwavering in faith, resilient in adversity, and focused on the eternal reward promised by Allah. Patience, as Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches, is the key that unlocks triumph over the self, over the world's trials, and ultimately over the limitations of human understanding, revealing that those who endure with patience do not merely survive life's hardships, they rise above them, becoming a living testimony to Allah's mercy, wisdom, and the transformative power of steadfast faith. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Your deeds are your identity," and in this profound truth lies a life-altering lesson. No amount of eloquence, claims, or self-praise can substitute for genuine action, for it is through deeds that faith, character, and integrity are truly revealed. Words can mislead, flatter, and create illusions, but actions expose the reality of the heart, reflecting intentions, values, and sincerity before Allah and people alike. In a world where appearance often takes precedence over substance, many are tempted to speak of piety, virtue, and morality while neglecting to embody these qualities in daily life. Yet Hazrat Ali reminds us that the tongue alone cannot bear the weight of truth. It must be supported by the consistency of righteous deeds. Every act of kindness, every moment of patience, every instance of justice, and every effort toward good becomes a reflection of the soul's alignment with divine guidance, while hypocrisy, deceit, and negligence in action diminish not only spiritual standing, but also trust, respect, and honor in the eyes of others. Actions define legacy, not words. They shape relationships, influence hearts, and leave a lasting impact beyond fleeting speech. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that even small, sincere deeds performed consistently carry greater weight than grandiose words or intentions left unfulfilled, for Allah measures the heart and the effort, rewarding those who strive to live faithfully and justly. This principle also cultivates humility, teaching that one's identity is not claimed or announced, but earned and manifested through consistent righteousness, ethical conduct, and steadfast faith. To walk this path requires vigilance, self-discipline, and awareness, for every action leaves a mark on the soul, and every omission carries consequences, shaping both worldly life and eternal destiny. The chosen heart understands that words are fleeting, promises are fragile, and appearances can deceive, but actions are the true mirrors of character, the evidence of sincerity, and the instruments through which divine wisdom and mercy are realized. Hazrat Ali's guidance reminds us that to achieve lasting honor, spiritual elevation, and the pleasure of Allah, one must live a life where every action, no matter how small or unseen, is infused with purpose, devotion, and integrity, for it is through action, not speech, that the heart is tested, the soul is purified, and the legacy of faith endures beyond time. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "He who is arrogant over knowledge is more ignorant than the fool," and within these words lies a profound warning for every seeker of wisdom. Knowledge is a trust from Allah, a gift that illuminates the heart, sharpens the mind, and guides the soul, and yet it can become a source of pride, vanity, and spiritual peril if approached with arrogance. True knowledge elevates humility, instills reverence for Allah, and fosters a consciousness of the vastness of what remains unknown, teaching the seeker that no matter how much one learns, the ultimate wisdom belongs to Allah alone. Arrogance in knowledge blinds the heart, distorts understanding, and leads to judgmental attitudes, causing one to belittle others, ignore counsel, and sever the connection between learning and righteous action. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, reminds us that wisdom is not simply accumulation, it is integration into character, speech, and behavior, and without humility. Knowledge can transform into a weapon of ego rather than a tool of guidance. The truly wise understand that every insight, every skill, and every understanding is a blessing from Allah, and they carry it with gratitude, responsibility, and a desire to serve others, never to elevate themselves above the truth or the people around them. Arrogance in knowledge creates isolation, invites spiritual danger, and undermines the very purpose of learning, whereas humility nurtures growth, fosters relationships rooted in respect and mutual benefit, and aligns the heart with divine wisdom. Hazrat Ali's teaching serves as a timeless reminder that the measure of knowledge is not in what one can recite or demonstrate, but in how it shapes character, cultivates compassion, and strengthens the soul's connection to Allah. When the heart remains humble, knowledge becomes a light that guides not only the individual, but also illuminates the path for others, transforming understanding into service, insight into action, and learning into a living testament of faith. Conversely, arrogance in knowledge is a silent poison, corrupting the soul from within, creating blind spots that no amount of intellectual mastery can heal. Therefore, the seeker of truth must approach every lesson, every book, and every moment of insight with humility, recognizing that knowledge is a sacred trust, an opportunity for spiritual elevation, and a path to divine closeness, and that true wisdom is reflected not in prideful speech or show, but in the gentle strength, humility, and righteous action that emanates naturally from a heart aligned with Allah's guidance. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Do not think that Allah sees only your public deeds. He sees what is hidden in your heart." And in this timeless guidance lies a profound lesson that separates fleeting hypocrisy from true faith. The consciousness of Allah must permeate every corner of life, whether one is alone or surrounded by others. True piety is not for show, and acts of devotion are not merely for public recognition. They are expressions of a heart attuned to divine awareness, a soul anchored in accountability, and a life lived in alignment with the eternal truths revealed by Allah. In private, when no eyes are upon you and no applause awaits, the believer's choices, the restraint from sin, the sincerity in worship, the compassion shown quietly, and the intention behind every action define the strength and purity of their faith. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, reminds us that the unseen acts carry immense weight, for Allah judges intentions, evaluates hidden struggles, and rewards those who act righteously without seeking worldly praise. In public, fear of Allah tempers speech, guides interactions, and fosters integrity, ensuring that one's character reflects truth, justice, and humility in every encounter. Those who neglect private accountability deceive themselves, believing that outward appearances alone can suffice, yet such a path leads to spiritual blindness, moral weakness, and eventual regret. By maintaining a constant awareness of Allah's omnipresence, the believer cultivates sincerity, patience, and resilience, learning to resist temptation, guard the heart, and act consistently in alignment with divine guidance. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that the heart's fear of Allah is not fear born of terror, but reverent awe, respect, and love that shapes every choice, every action, and every word. This dual consciousness in private and public protects the soul from hypocrisy, strengthens moral integrity, and ensures that faith is not conditional or performative, but alive, dynamic, and rooted in divine accountability. When the believer fears Allah in all circumstances, life itself becomes a continuous act of worship, every moment an opportunity for spiritual elevation, and every challenge a test of loyalty and sincerity. Such awareness transforms the ordinary into sacred, the hidden into meaningful, and the heart into a sanctuary of virtue, proving that true devotion is measured not by who witnesses your deeds, but by the unshakable alignment of your soul with the commands and guidance of Allah. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "The strongest of men is he who controls his anger." And within these words lies a profound understanding of the human heart, the mind, and the subtle ways in which emotions can either elevate or destroy a person. Anger, unchecked and unrestrained, clouds judgment, distorts perception, and opens the door to actions that often bring regret, harm, and spiritual damage far greater than the original cause of irritation. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that true strength is not measured by the ability to overpower others, speak harshly, or react impulsively, but by the mastery of self, the restraint of destructive emotions, and the courage to respond with wisdom, patience, and clarity. The mind, when consumed by anger, becomes blind to reason, deaf to advice, and vulnerable to misguidance, while the heart hardens, relationships deteriorate, and the connection with Allah weakens as pride and ego overshadow submission, humility, and compassion. Controlling anger is not merely an act of discipline, it is a spiritual exercise that strengthens faith, preserves dignity, and demonstrates reliance on Allah's wisdom and justice rather than one's own impulsive desires. Those who master anger respond thoughtfully, protect the vulnerable, uphold justice, and maintain inner peace even in the face of provocation, showing that true courage lies in patience and deliberate action rather than in hasty retaliation. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, reminds us that anger is a test of the heart, an opportunity to cultivate humility and a measure of sincerity in faith. The believer who controls it aligns both mind and soul with divine guidance, while those enslaved by fury risk self-destruction, alienation, and spiritual peril. The power of controlling anger transforms conflicts into opportunities for understanding, mistakes into lessons, and adversity into growth, revealing that inner mastery is the foundation of enduring strength, dignity, and peace. Ultimately, Hazrat Ali's teaching illuminates the truth that anger is not merely a human emotion to be suppressed, but a spiritual battlefield in which the soul proves its alignment with Allah's mercy, wisdom, and justice, showing that the mind, heart, and faith are strongest, not when they assert dominance over others, but when they triumph over the self, mastering impulses, seeking clarity, and responding with measured, righteous action that honors both divine law and human dignity. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Wisdom is the lost property of the believer. Take it wherever you find it." And within this profound teaching lies the eternal truth, that true power does not reside in physical strength, wealth, or status, but in the ability to discern, reflect, and act with insight guided by knowledge and moral clarity. Strength without wisdom can be destructive, fleeting, and blind, capable of achieving temporary victories, but often leaving behind chaos, regret, and the erosion of integrity. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that the wise understand the subtle forces that govern hearts, societies, and circumstances, and they employ their understanding to navigate life with justice, patience, and strategic foresight. Wisdom enables one to act decisively, yet compassionately, to respond with restraint when rash action would harm, and to seize opportunities that might be invisible to those blinded by brute force or impulsive desire. The believer who prioritizes wisdom cultivates discernment, humility, and foresight, recognizing that physical or worldly strength is only valuable when aligned with truth, morality, and divine guidance. In contrast, those who rely solely on strength are often trapped by pride, short-sightedness, and vulnerability to failure, for power without understanding is unstable and easily overturned. Hazrat Ali's teaching illuminates that the most enduring victories, the most profound influence, and the most lasting impact in life come not from domination, intimidation, or displays of might, but from careful thought, measured speech, and deliberate action rooted in moral clarity and divine awareness. Wisdom is a light that transforms challenges into opportunities, trials into lessons, and knowledge into effective action, allowing the believer to navigate complexities with grace, justice, and foresight. Those who embody wisdom are able to uplift communities, protect the vulnerable, resolve conflicts, and inspire loyalty and trust, demonstrating that the heart guided by insight is stronger than armies, more influential than wealth, and more enduring than fleeting power. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, reminds us that while strength can intimidate, wisdom commands respect. While strength can win battles, wisdom secures enduring victories. And while strength can accomplish tasks, wisdom shapes legacies that endure through time, benefiting not only the individual but also generations to come, revealing that in the hierarchy of virtues, insight, discernment, and prudence always outweigh the fleeting and often destructive allure of raw power. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "He who does not thank people does not thank Allah," and within this wisdom lies the profound secret that gratitude is not merely a polite expression or a fleeting feeling, but a transformative practice that opens the heart to divine blessings, strengthens faith, and aligns the soul with the mercy of Allah. True gratitude begins with recognizing the countless favors bestowed upon us, from the breath in our lungs to the sustenance, relationships, knowledge, and opportunities that shape our lives, and acknowledging that all of these are gifts entrusted to us by Allah, meant to be cherished, honored, and utilized for good. Gratitude cultivates humility, reminding the believer that nothing in this world is truly owed or permanent, and that reliance on Allah's generosity is both necessary and wise. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that expressing thankfulness is not limited to words. It is reflected in action, in kindness toward others, in responsible stewardship of resources, and in using what we have been given to benefit both ourselves and those around us. A heart that is grateful perceives challenges not as punishments, but as opportunities for growth, tests not as obstacles, but as avenues for patience, and losses not as defeats, but as lessons that cultivate resilience and trust in Allah's plan. In contrast, ingratitude blinds the soul, hardens the heart, and invites arrogance, dissatisfaction, and spiritual emptiness, while gratitude acts as a magnet, attracting further blessings, divine guidance, and inner peace. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that those who cultivate gratitude understand the interconnection of all aspects of life, recognizing that even the smallest acts of acknowledgement, prayer, or generosity amplify divine favor, creating a cycle of abundance and spiritual elevation. Gratitude opens doors not only to material provision, but to contentment, patience, empathy, and clarity, transforming ordinary moments into sacred encounters with Allah's mercy. The believer who embodies gratitude becomes a living testament to Allah's benevolence, inspiring others through humility, service, and reverence, while simultaneously fortifying their own soul against despair, envy, and attachment to worldly illusions. In this way, gratitude is not just a practice, it is a spiritual principle, a key that unlocks the flow of divine blessings, a shield that protects the heart from heedlessness, and a light that illuminates the path toward eternal contentment, proving that when the heart truly thanks Allah, it becomes a vessel for continuous provision, peace, and spiritual abundance. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "The seeking of knowledge is a duty upon every Muslim, and in this timeless guidance lies the truth that learning is not a phase of life to be completed, but a continuous journey that shapes the mind, refines the heart, and elevates the soul toward Allah." Knowledge is not merely the memorization of facts or accumulation of worldly skills. It is the illumination of understanding, the sharpening of insight, and the cultivation of wisdom that guides action, strengthens character, and aligns one's life with divine truth. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that continuous learning fosters humility, for the more one knows, the more one realizes the vastness of what remains unknown, reinforcing the need to rely upon Allah's guidance while navigating life's complexities. Those who pursue knowledge without humility often fall into arrogance, judgment, and distraction, while those who pursue it with sincerity discover clarity, patience, and discernment, recognizing that every lesson, every hardship, and every experience holds wisdom that contributes to spiritual and moral growth. Seeking knowledge continuously is a protection against ignorance, a shield against deception, and a means of fulfilling one's duty toward oneself, the community, and the Ummah, as it empowers the believer to act justly, speak truthfully, and contribute positively in every sphere of life. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that the pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong endeavor, encompassing not only religious and spiritual learning, but also understanding of the world, human nature, and the laws of existence, so that the believer may act wisely, make sound decisions, and navigate trials with insight and resilience. In this pursuit, every moment becomes an opportunity for growth, reflection, and refinement, ensuring that knowledge is not static, but dynamic, alive, and transformative. Continuous learning fosters empathy, strengthens judgment, and prepares the heart and mind for leadership, service, and righteous action, enabling the believer to leave a legacy of wisdom, guidance, and positive influence for generations to come. Hazrat Ali's guidance illuminates the truth that knowledge is a sacred responsibility, a gift that multiplies when shared, and a means to strengthen one's faith, cultivate moral excellence, and align every decision with the pleasure of Allah, proving that the pursuit of learning is not only a path to worldly understanding, but also a bridge to eternal spiritual elevation. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "He who fears Allah, his heart is never empty. And within this profound teaching lies the transformative truth that the consciousness of Allah, the awe, respect, and reverent fear that springs from recognizing His omnipotence and justice acts as a safeguard for the soul, guiding every thought, intention, and action toward righteousness. Fear of Allah is not a paralyzing terror, but a mindful awareness of divine presence that nurtures humility, vigilance, and moral integrity, preventing the heart from succumbing to arrogance, selfish desires, and heedlessness. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that when the heart fears Allah, it becomes a fortress against sin, an anchor of patience in adversity, and a compass pointing unwaveringly toward truth, mercy, and justice. This spiritual fear aligns the mind with ethical discernment, restrains impulsive behavior, and enables the believer to act with sincerity, compassion, and awareness, even when no human eyes are watching. It protects relationships, cultivates trustworthiness, and transforms trials into opportunities for growth, reminding the heart that every action, no matter how private, carries significance and accountability before Allah. Those who neglect this fear allow their hearts to wander into heedlessness, pride, and moral weakness, becoming vulnerable to deception, temptation, and spiritual emptiness. Whereas those who cultivate fear of Allah find their hearts strengthened, their intentions purified, and their lives guided by a constant moral compass that transcends worldly distractions. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that this fear is both protective and elevating. It shields the believer from destructive impulses, yet simultaneously elevates them by instilling mindfulness, gratitude, and trust in Allah's wisdom. The heart that fears Allah sees beyond fleeting desires, recognizes the weight of choices, and values the eternal over the transient, transforming every moment of life into an act of devotion, self-discipline, and spiritual refinement. In essence, fear of Allah is not merely a precaution, but a profound source of inner security, moral clarity, and divine alignment, ensuring that the believer's heart remains resilient, upright, and attuned to the eternal guidance of Allah, demonstrating that true protection, growth, and peace originate not in worldly measures, but in the reverent consciousness of the one who holds all hearts in his grasp. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "This world is the abode of weakness, and the next is the abode of strength. And within this profound guidance lies a transformative perspective that reminds the believer of the fleeting nature of worldly life and the eternal value of the hereafter. The comforts, power, and possessions of this world are temporary. They can be lost in an instant, corrupted by time, or stripped away by circumstance. Yet many people cling to them as if they were permanent, building attachments that blind the heart, fuel greed, and distract from the ultimate purpose of existence, seeking Allah's pleasure." Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that understanding the transience of worldly strength instills humility, patience, and reliance upon Allah, reminding the believer to invest in what is eternal. Righteous deeds, sincere worship, moral character, and acts of kindness that endure beyond death. The world, with all its allure, is a test. Its seeming power can create pride, oppression, and distraction, whereas its temporary nature provides the wise an opportunity to detach, focus on spiritual growth, and prioritize what truly benefits the soul. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that recognizing the weakness of the world, allows the heart to withstand trials, loss, and injustice with patience, for the believer understands that worldly hardship is fleeting and divine reward is everlasting. Those who fail to internalize this truth chase after transient pleasures, fear loss disproportionately, and allow worldly attachments to cloud judgment, while those who grasp it cultivate serenity, resilience, and purposeful action, navigating life with wisdom, balance, and moral clarity. Every challenge, deprivation, or injustice becomes a reminder of impermanence, guiding the soul to place ultimate trust in Allah, the source of eternal strength, provision, and justice. Hazrat Ali's guidance illuminates that the believer's power does not reside in temporary status, material wealth, or worldly influence, but in the cultivation of a heart anchored in faith, aware of the fleeting nature of life, and steadfast in the pursuit of Allah's eternal pleasure. In this awareness, every worldly weakness becomes an opportunity for spiritual elevation, patience, and reliance on divine wisdom, proving that true strength is not measured by transient power, but by the soul's alignment with eternal truth, divine guidance, and the enduring blessings of the hereafter. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Forgive him who wrongs you, for forgiveness elevates the soul." And within these profound words lies the transformative power of mercy, humility, and spiritual maturity. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, nor is it an excuse to tolerate injustice without wisdom. It is a conscious, deliberate act that frees the heart from the corrosive grip of anger, resentment, and pride, and aligns the soul with the divine attributes of mercy and compassion. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that holding on to grudges weighs heavily upon the spirit, distorts perception, and breeds bitterness, whereas forgiveness purifies the heart, restores inner peace, and cultivates emotional and spiritual resilience. True forgiveness requires strength, self-discipline, and trust in Allah's justice, for it involves letting go of the desire for revenge, surrendering the right to retaliate, and placing ultimate trust in Allah to rectify all wrongs in ways beyond human comprehension. In forgiving others, the believer not only elevates their own soul, but also creates a ripple of goodness, restoring relationships, fostering understanding, and inspiring moral excellence in others. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that forgiveness is both a shield and a ladder, a shield protecting the heart from spiritual decay, and a ladder elevating the soul toward closeness with Allah. The act of forgiving does not condone wrongdoing, but reflects a higher consciousness, a heart guided by divine wisdom that chooses peace over perpetual conflict, mercy over ego, and long-term spiritual growth over temporary satisfaction. Those who embrace forgiveness understand that it is a form of strength, a demonstration of courage, and a manifestation of faith, for in surrendering personal grievances, the believer exemplifies reliance on Allah, moral fortitude, and the prioritization of eternal reward over fleeting worldly pride. Hazrat Ali's guidance reminds us that forgiveness is not only a gift we offer to others, but a gift we give to ourselves, cleansing the heart, freeing the mind, and nurturing a soul that thrives in peace, humility, and divine alignment. In this light, every act of forgiveness becomes a transformative journey, a reflection of Allah's mercy, and a testament to the believer's spiritual elevation, proving that those who forgive rise above human limitations and align their hearts with the eternal principles of justice, compassion, and divine guidance. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Do not speak unless your words are better than silence." And within this profound wisdom lies a transformative principle that shapes the heart, protects the soul, and elevates one's spiritual standing before Allah and among people. Words are more than mere sounds or expressions. They are vessels of intention, reflections of the heart, and tools that can either build or destroy, illuminate or darken, inspire or wound. Every utterance carries weight, every conversation leaves a mark, and every phrase reveals the depth of character, the purity of intention, and the consciousness of Allah within a believer. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that careless speech can lead to regret, sever relationships, spread falsehood, and diminish both worldly respect and spiritual merit, while words spoken with awareness, kindness, and sincerity become instruments of guidance, comfort, and blessings. To be mindful of speech is to pause before responding, to consider the impact of one's words on the listener, and to ensure that every articulation is rooted in truth, compassion, and necessity, avoiding gossip, slander, harshness, or idle chatter that distracts the heart from remembrance of Allah. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that speech is intertwined with the state of the heart. A heart filled with faith, humility, and awareness produces words that reflect clarity, wisdom, and virtue, while a heart consumed by pride, anger, or heedlessness produces words that harm, deceive, or create strife. Being mindful of speech also involves silence as a tool of wisdom, recognizing that sometimes the greatest benefit comes not from what is said, but from what is left unspoken, allowing reflection, observation, and thoughtful action to guide outcomes. In every interaction, the believer's words have the power to inspire hope, strengthen faith, resolve conflict, and foster understanding, or conversely, to spread harm, breed resentment, and invite divine displeasure, and this delicate balance requires constant vigilance, sincerity, and alignment with divine guidance. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that mindful speech cultivates self-discipline, strengthens relationships, and serves as a reflection of one's moral and spiritual integrity, for the tongue is both a mirror of the heart and a key to accountability on the day of judgment. Every word is a seed planted in the lives of others and in the soul of the speaker. Words rooted in truth, mercy, and wisdom grow into blessings, protection, and honor, while words rooted in anger, deceit, or frivolity bear the fruit of regret, guilt, and spiritual depletion. Awareness of speech requires continual self-reflection, conscious intention, and reverence for Allah's presence, understanding that the heart and tongue are intimately connected and that careless expression can unravel both personal character and social harmony. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, further emphasizes that mindful speech is not about restriction or fear, but about empowerment. It enables the believer to convey truth courageously, comfort the afflicted compassionately, and teach, guide, or inspire with integrity and clarity. In a world where noise, distraction, and impulsive expression dominate, the discipline of mindful speech becomes a rare and precious virtue, separating those who live in heedless reaction from those who navigate life with thoughtfulness, ethical awareness, and divine alignment. To master speech is to master a key instrument of influence and accountability, to protect the heart from corruption, and to cultivate an environment of respect, trust, and spiritual growth, both personally and within the community. Hazrat Ali's guidance illuminates that every uttered word carries responsibility. It is not transient or inconsequential, but a reflection of the soul, a measure of sincerity, and a potential source of blessing or harm. And those who speak with mindfulness cultivate a legacy of virtue, honor, and divine reward. In essence, being mindful of speech transforms ordinary conversation into an act of worship, aligns daily interactions with moral integrity, and nurtures a heart constantly aware of Allah's gaze, proving that the tongue, when disciplined and guided by wisdom, becomes a powerful instrument of righteousness, healing, and spiritual elevation, ensuring that every word contributes to personal growth, communal harmony, and eternal reward. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "The reward of deeds depends upon the intentions, and every person will get the reward according to what he intended." And in these words lies a timeless and transformative principle. Sincerity, or ikhlas, is the essence of faith, the foundation of righteous action, and the key that determines the acceptance and value of every act, whether seen or unseen. Sincerity is not merely an outward appearance or a public display of devotion. It is the alignment of the heart, mind, and action with the pleasure of Allah, a purification of intention that elevates ordinary deeds into acts of worship and transforms life itself into a continuous journey toward divine closeness. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that the most dazzling acts performed without sincerity are empty shells, devoid of spiritual weight, while even the smallest deeds performed with pure intention carry immense reward, spiritual impact, and lasting consequences in this world and the hereafter. Sincerity demands constant vigilance, self-reflection, and humility, for the human heart is prone to veering toward pride, ostentation, or the pursuit of recognition. Yet those who cultivate ikhlas anchor their souls in divine accountability, seeking reward only from Allah and allowing their deeds to be guided solely by His wisdom and guidance. It is the unseen quality that differentiates fleeting success from eternal merit, public praise from divine favor, and worldly recognition from spiritual elevation. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that sincerity is a shield against hypocrisy, a source of strength during trials, and a compass that ensures every action from prayer, charity, and knowledge to patience, forgiveness, and leadership is rooted in truth and devotion rather than ego or social validation. The one who masters sincerity understands that the reward for deeds is not measured by visibility, applause, or worldly gain, but by alignment with Allah's pleasure, purity of intention, and steadfastness in the path of righteousness, even when no human witnesses are present. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, also teaches that sincerity transforms challenges into opportunities for spiritual refinement, trials into lessons of patience, and success into a means of humility, reminding the believer that the ultimate measure of life is not in accumulation, influence, or external recognition, but in the depth of devotion and the purity of the heart behind every action. Sincerity cultivates resilience, for the believer who acts solely for Allah is unaffected by criticism, jealousy, or misunderstanding, relying on divine approval rather than worldly validation, and finding inner peace, satisfaction, and strength through the alignment of intention and action. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, further highlights that sincerity is contagious, inspiring others toward truth, virtue, and devotion, creating a ripple effect that nurtures communities, uplifts hearts, and spreads goodness, demonstrating that one pure heart can influence countless lives through authentic, intentional action. To embrace sincerity fully requires constant mindfulness, spiritual introspection, and the conscious rejection of arrogance, ostentation, and self-interest. For ikhlas is not a momentary state, but a lifelong pursuit, a continuous realignment of heart and deeds with divine guidance. The believer who treasures sincerity understands that the essence of faith is hidden in intention, that the value of deeds is measured by alignment with Allah's will, and that every act performed with ikhlas becomes a permanent investment for the soul, a source of light, and a shield against spiritual decay. Hazrat Ali's guidance teaches that without sincerity, knowledge becomes prideful, worship becomes empty, and service becomes transactional, but with sincere intention, even the simplest acts, a smile, a prayer, a moment of patience, or a word of kindness gain eternal significance, shape character, and create a path toward divine reward. In essence, sincerity is the ultimate value, the hidden gem of the heart, the standard by which all actions are measured, and the secret that turns human effort into spiritual treasure, proving that the believer who masters ikhlas not only pleases Allah, but transforms life itself into an enduring testament of faith, virtue, and eternal purpose. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Do not let hesitation steal your opportunity, for delay leads to regret." And within these words lies a profound lesson that resonates across every aspect of life. Faith and personal growth, action, rooted in wisdom, intention, and courage, is the bridge between potential and fulfillment, while procrastination and inaction give rise to remorse, missed blessings, and spiritual stagnation. Life is fleeting, filled with moments that test decisiveness, challenge patience, and demand courage. And it is in these moments that the heart is called to rise above fear, hesitation, and doubt, trusting in Allah's guidance to act righteously and purposefully. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that delay often stems from fear of failure, concern over outcomes, or attachment to comfort, yet every hesitation carries a cost, for opportunities, once past, may never return, and the soul becomes burdened with the weight of what could have been. Acting before regret is not impulsivity, but a conscious, mindful alignment of intention, knowledge, and trust in Allah, recognizing that inaction often stems from human frailty, while decisive action demonstrates faith, reliance on divine wisdom, and the courage to fulfill one's responsibilities. The believer who embraces this principle understands that procrastination is a form of negligence, a silent thief that robs the soul of growth, learning, and the fulfillment of divine potential, whereas timely action nurtures confidence, builds resilience, and strengthens the connection between intention and consequence. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, emphasizes that righteous action, even if small or imperfect, carries far greater weight than endless planning, hesitation, or overthinking, for Allah judges by effort, intention, and sincerity, not merely by perfection of outcome. To act before regret requires courage, the courage to face uncertainty, to confront internal doubts, and to prioritize righteousness over comfort or fear. And this courage is cultivated through faith, self-discipline, and constant remembrance of Allah, knowing that He guides the sincere and protects those who strive in accordance with His will. Every moment wasted in hesitation is a moment lost for growth, service, and spiritual elevation, and Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, reminds us that the consequences of inaction often manifest as pain, loss, or missed opportunities for virtue, while timely action transforms challenges into lessons, risks into accomplishments, and intentions into tangible results. Acting before regret also nurtures a proactive heart, one that anticipates responsibility, embraces accountability, and recognizes the impermanence of life, using each day to advance spiritually, morally, and intellectually rather than succumbing to passivity or indecision. Hazrat Ali's guidance illuminates that the believer who acts decisively, guided by knowledge, integrity, and trust in Allah, cultivates inner peace, minimizes remorse, and maximizes the impact of their deeds, creating a life marked by purpose, courage, and divine alignment. The principle extends beyond personal gain. It encompasses service to family, community, and the Ummah, reminding the believer that hesitation in fulfilling responsibilities or seizing opportunities to do good may result in spiritual regret that no worldly achievement can erase. Acting before regret is, therefore, an ethical, spiritual, and practical imperative, a manifestation of faith in motion, an expression of trust in Allah, and a testament to the believer's awareness of the fleeting nature of life and the weight of choices. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, teaches that every act of courage, every initiative undertaken with sincerity, and every step forward, even amid uncertainty, creates ripples of positive impact, strengthens character, and nurtures a heart attuned to divine guidance. In essence, acting before regret transforms hesitation into opportunity, fear into faith, and potential into accomplishment, proving that the life of a believer is not measured by what was feared, delayed, or avoided, but by the courage to act decisively in alignment with Allah's will, leaving behind a legacy of purpose, impact, and eternal reward, and ensuring that the soul advances with strength, integrity, and unwavering devotion toward the ultimate success in this life and the hereafter. As we conclude these 20 powerful life lessons from Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, remember that knowledge without action is like a lamp hidden under a basket. Its light cannot guide you or others. Every lesson we've explored today, from the strength of patience and the power of sincerity to the importance of mindful speech, forgiveness, and acting before regret, is not merely meant to be heard, but to be lived, practiced, and reflected in every choice you make. Hazrat Ali's wisdom teaches us that life is a test, every moment is a chance for growth, and every challenge is an opportunity to align our hearts, minds, and actions with Allah's guidance. These lessons are mirrors reflecting the state of our souls, our intentions, and our priorities, urging us to cultivate character, embrace humility, seek knowledge, and act decisively in accordance with truth and justice. Let them serve as a compass in times of doubt, a source of strength in moments of weakness, and a reminder that the value of a person is measured not by words or appearances, but by the depth of faith, integrity, and devotion expressed in every deed. Take these lessons into your daily life. Let them shape your decisions, illuminate your path, and inspire others by your actions, for the wisdom of Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, is timeless, universal, and transformative. May Allah grant you the insight to embody these truths, the courage to act upon them, and the heart to always seek His pleasure above all else. If you truly reflect on these teachings and integrate them into your life, you will not only elevate your own soul, but also leave a legacy of guidance, integrity, and divine impact for those around you. Remember, it is not enough to admire wisdom from afar. True honor and success come when knowledge transforms into action and reflection leads to righteous living. So, carry these lessons with you, live them sincerely, and let the light of Hazrat Ali's teachings guide your heart and mind in every step of your journey.